As much as I enjoy traveling through France and its history, I was recently reminded that I do live in one of the most visited cities in the world. So, over the next few days, I'm going to visit some of Paris's tourist sites, dig into their history, and find some of those lesser known facts.
Around 250 BC, a fishing community called the Parisii settled on the banks of the Seine River. Fast forward 200 years and the Romans arrived. They conquered the clan and started a commune called Lutetia. Lutetia remained fairly peaceful until the arrival of Attila the Hun in the 5th century. The residents managed to defend the commune thanks to the intervention of the patron saint Saint Genevieve. After that, they renamed the town to Paris. The fact that Paris was built on an island may have something to do with it.
Today, the island is called Ile de la Cité. It is also where the Notre-Dame Cathedral is located. Construction of the cathedral started in 1163 under the supervision of Bishop Maurice de Sully. It was finally completed in 1260. Unfortunately, during the revolution in 1790, many of the religious artifacts were ransacked. Over the years, it hosted the coronation of Napoleon, as well as the funeral of many French presidents. Then, of course, it is also the home of Quasimodo, Victor Hugo's beloved Hunchback of Notre-Dame. In 2019, large parts of the structure was destroyed in a fire. It has since been meticulously restored and reopened to the public in December 2024. The liberation of Paris from the Germans was celebrated in the cathedral in 1944 with the singing of Magnificat, or My Soul. In 1806, Napoleon commissioned the building of the Arc de Triomphe to celebrate all his victories on the battlefield. Sadly, he will never get to see it completed. It was only completed in 1836 by Louis Philippe I, costing around 10 million francs, or about 70 million US dollars in today's money. In 1840, Napoleon's body was repatriated back to France. It passed through the arch on his way to Les Invalides, where he is buried. Similarly, the body of Victor Hugo was displayed before his burial in 1885. Many victorious militaries have passed through the arch, including the Germans, the Americans, and the French. However, that custom was stopped after the burial of the unknown soldier. Standing 50 meters tall, it was the tallest arch in the world until in Mexico in 1938, the Memento de Revolution was built. Today, that honor goes to the Grand Arch in La Défense, which is 110 meters tall. Montmartre, or Martyrs' Hill, is where the Romans executed Denis, Bishop of Paris, in 250 AD. After his death, he became the martyr Saint Denis. Archaeological excavations have found the foundations of Roman buildings, as well as coins and artifacts dating back to the 2nd century. Today, it is not only the art capital of Paris, but also the nightlife capital. After many religious wars, the area eventually became a gypsum mine, which lasted until 1860, leaving the area riddled with tunnels. So, in the 1900s, when the Basilica de Sacré-Cœur was built, the foundations had to be dug 40 meters deep. Its construction was very quickly justified by calling it the new order of modern day society. Completed in 1923, it is today Paris' second most visited religious monument after the Notre-Dame. At 130 meters above sea level, Montmartre is also the highest part of Paris. You can easily spend a day here in Montmartre, so bring comfortable shoes. Like, there's so much to see here. At the bottom of the hill, for instance, is the I love you wall, or Le Mur de Je t'aime. It has the phrase I love you written on it 311 times in 251 languages. In July 1942, the French police, under command of the German occupying authority, arrested 12,000 Jews. Of those, nearly 8,000 were brought here to Val d'Hiv, or winter camp. With the exception of 6 adolescents, none of the 4,000 kids deported from here survived. Gifted to the citizens of the US, the Statue of Liberty celebrated the centennial of the American Revolution. It also symbolized the friendship between the two countries. 3 years later, at the centennial of the French Revolution, the US gifted this one to the French. Originally it faced eastwards towards the Eiffel Tower, but in 1937 it was turned to face westwards, to face the original in New York. Probably one of the most iconic tourism landmarks in the world is the Eiffel Tower. Named after Gustav Eiffel, whose company designed and built it in 1889. It was originally designed as the centerpiece of the World Fair, and it was only meant to stand for 20 years. The tower received fierce criticism, and in 1887 the Committee of 300, under the auspices of architect Charles Garnier, was created to protest against the building of the tower. Eiffel responded by saying that Garnier was a member of the original planning committee who considered all the different options and never objected. Construction started in 1887 with pre-assembled pieces being carted to the building site. It was completed in 1889 at a cost of 6.5 million francs, of which Eiffel was only paid 1.5 million by the committee. The rest he earned in entrance fees over the said 20 years. It was opened to the public 6 days after the opening of the fair, and so great was its success that in the 2 months before the lifts were put into service, it was visited by 30,000 people. By the end of the fair, it had been visited by 1.9 million people, including people like the Prince of Wales, Buffalo Bill, and Thomas Edison. After 20 years, the tower reverted back to the city of Paris in 1909, who, per their agreement, had to break it down. However, they soon realized its technological and scientific values, so the decision was made to let it stand. Now remember, all of these places you can very easily visit using public transport. For me, it's just not fun. Anyway, sitting on the edge of the Seine, I'd like to ask, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Cheers.